Hello, fabulous Leo. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of March 2016, Love Focus. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. I touched on it a little bit in the general focused horoscope, some of the themes that are likely to come up this month. It really is going to be a variety of experience where it comes to matters of heart. There's going to be an element there of passion, of flirtation, of awakening on a level of desire and on a level of feeling propelled towards another person. And at the same time, there's going to be a need for you to understand what matters and to read signals that ultimately might be more subtle than is readily apparent. This month, we've got eclipse season taking place. And eclipse season, they do a whole lot of things, but one thing that they do is make things clear. They make the truth evident to you. They show you straight away on paper what is really happening and what it is that is really going on. With that, and with this move towards understanding the role of your emotions, your feelings, and what you're attracting into your life, and the expectations of the people around you in terms of matters of heart, there's lots of learning to be had, and it is very connected to matters of what you're experiencing in terms of your prosperity, in terms of your sense of fulfillment, and in terms of what works and what doesn't for you. If you are just getting to know somebody, and I touched on this in the general focused horoscope, if you're just getting to know somebody, look, we've got Mars in a very flirty part of the sky, in a very romantic part of the sky. So this is really feeling alive on a level of like physically when you feel those butterflies in your stomach, when you feel like your energy change and you feel yourself, your heart beating a little bit faster, your pulse getting a little bit higher in the presence of another person. That is Mars, where it is moving to in this part of the sky this month. So those types of experiences very likely to be on offer for you. And at the same time, we've got this solar eclipse happening early in the month. And this solar eclipse is speaking with Saturn in the same part of the sky. What this suggests to me is that if you are using this energy to stay connected to a sense of wanting something substantial, wanting to be honest with yourself, but also wanting to enjoy your life and get out there and meet new people, to date, to flirt, this is a great way to use this energy. Learn about yourself, be willing to change, be willing to go beyond the surface, but at the same time, be willing to enjoy your life and let things progress at their own pace. Then this energy can be great. Also understand, I will say this, because there is the indication here that if you meet somebody now, there is the possibility, and they'll let you know super quick, okay? So it's not gonna be something that pops up for you 6 months from now or a year from now. It's gonna be something that shows up on the second date or the third date. But if you connect with somebody and you go out with them and very soon they hit you up for a sum of money, you want to watch that, right? So I know money is relative. I really believe that. So what that means is how you feel, the emotions you have around $10 is what someone else feels around $1,000, or someone else feels around even more than that, $10,000. A lot of it is about your perspective and where you're coming from and what you believe about what's available to you, what you believe about what can come to you, what you're attracting. All of that factors in. Money can be a very emotional issue. And so I'm not talking about something that you would feel like, oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, of course. It's not necessarily about that, right? It's not about the amount. It's not that they ask you particularly for something large or not, but there is something in the moment, something symbolic about the asking that can speak volumes to you. So that is one possible scenario. I'm not saying that's necessarily going to happen if you're open to meeting someone new, but that's one possible scenario that you want to watch out for. Also, any kind of expectations that might be there. Like if you're thinking, okay, we're just hanging out, I'm getting to know this person, and this other person thinks, well, you asked me out, so you should pay for everything. these are the types of, situations that could show up as well. So how you deal with that, how you approach that, what one person's expectations are, what the other person thinks is fair and balanced, all of that is something that you want to look at and learn from, because that's ultimately what life is about, is learning every step of the way. Those of you who are in an established bond, the energy is likely to play itself out a little bit differently. One of the ways that I see the energy playing out, particularly as we move towards the later part of the month and there's the lunar eclipse taking place, this has, talking it out all over it. So with this lunar eclipse, this can be really like revealing things very deeply, talking about what was revealed at the solar eclipse, because that solar eclipse can also speak to secrets coming out, especially secrets that you keep consciously. So you deciding to tell this person something, tell the person you love something, and then they're going to need a little bit of time, and then the lunar eclipse comes, and then finally they're ready to talk about it. Finally they're ready to look at what this could mean. Well, one thing that I like to say, look, at the end of the day, it's all about what you feel comfortable sharing, but it's also about what matters to you in terms of sharing, what you identify with in terms of sharing. And ultimately, that's about you and your comfort level. If you believe, and your beliefs are that if you are with somebody, you should be able to tell them everything and anything, then that's one thing, right? But it's another thing to feel like, you have something in your past and it's, a burden, and I don't know, should I say anything, should I not? That's a really personal journey. But as a general rule, I like to think, if there's something that is speaking to your present, that affects your present, then that's good to talk out, right? It's good to look at the truth of who you are right now. But where it comes to bringing the past into the present, that's going to be part of your learning. How much of that do you want to do? Sometimes the past is the way it is for a reason. Sometimes people, it's not always about what you think. I have this one notable example is that actually comes from my mom, and she talks about how she knew two people, and the mother of the female was always telling the male, the husband, was always saying, why doesn't your mom come around more? Why don't you introduce us properly to your mother? And constantly on him about this, that this isn't right. We should be meeting your mom. We should be interacting with her. And then, so finally he gives in. The mom shows up, and it just created a whole lot of problems from there. It created a very difficult relationship. She brought a whole other energy that the guy really did not want to bring into this bond. So I share that because it isn't about necessarily like, the mom or the dad or whatever. It isn't about the titles of the people, but that the guy knew, right? The man involved in this bond, he knew something already. He knew that he didn't want to bring a certain energy. It wasn't that he was trying to hide anything. It wasn't that he was trying to put something, out of sight, but rather he wanted to create a special energy with the person that he loves. And he wanted to nurture that, and he wanted to protect that and keep it sacred, but he didn't know how to say it. And by the time he knew how to say it, it was too late. By then, already this whole other energy had come in and dramatically changed their bond, really forever, changed their bond and changed their future. So sometimes people know what's best, and sometimes you got to learn when to let things be and not ask people to do something that they are clearly resistant. Sometimes just a small suggestion and then feeling it out, seeing how they react is enough. It really is all you need. And if somebody's telling you something and it's not fundamental to your future with this person, if you feel that yes, you've had your experiences, you might have people in your family, and you don't want to bring that energy into the bond, that should be okay. And you don't necessarily have to explain the ins and outs and all of it, but do find a way to communicate and to share so that ultimately you're nurturing what you have and strengthening it and protecting it so that it is more of the type of love that you truly desire. What I love about this month for you is that there is the opportunity to express, to share, and to get in touch with a deeper truth. And again, it's not always what you think it is, that deeper truth. And sometimes it is revealed in the subtlest moments. Sometimes it is understanding it just for you. And sometimes that truth is that you are with somebody or you connect with somebody in a powerful way, in a way that makes you feel alive, that makes you feel inspired creatively and otherwise. Connect with somebody who is a positive muse in your life. And when you find that, and if you find that, and if you have that, nurture it and make it that much stronger.